Hi everyone, John Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So the first thing I'd like to talk about today is something that's been in the news recently, and that is the residency requirement for city employees. We've talked a little bit about this in the past, but it's come up again. It's been before the City Council of late. It's worth talking a little bit about it because we have had for several decades now a requirement of one sort or another for city employees to live in, to actually live in the city itself. I've always been a supporter of the requirement in general on principle because I think it's we want to create as many job opportunities for our residents as possible. People who live in the city have a greater stake in the work of city government. There's lots of reasons that we should have one in place. But at the same time, I know, and I think everybody would agree, that the services delivered by city government should be delivered by the best candidates out there, the best and the brightest, so-called, right? People who are talented and committed to the residents of our city. And the reality we've run into of late is that it is really, really hard to hire, to have a broad enough pool of candidates if we just limited ourselves to folks who live here. And look, there are tons of really capable people in the city for for whatever position. But the reality is that these days you've heard about all the staffing shortages out there. Some of that's not going away anytime soon. And so we've seen vacancies in key positions, especially in our financial departments and our back offices, which make everything else go in city government for way too long. And so that's why we've revisited the city's residency requirement. The council about 2 years ago actually undid some of it. They lifted the general residency requirement for non-union employees, and they went ahead and put in place a requirement that if you don't live in the city, your pay has to be deducted 10%, and that hasn't worked. It's really unprecedented around the country. We haven't found any other city with something just like that, and it has turned off a lot of people from working here. So we want to undo that. We've had some good discussions with a number of the councilors, but we want to see that go forward at some point soon because we need city government to run as well as possible, and that means the ability to hire the most qualified candidates. The second thing I just want to touch on briefly is that the State Pier development is moving forward, and we've looked to work with the state on developing, to understanding all the proposals that have come in, and to ensure that the State Pier is going to be be optimized. There will be uses there for everybody. It'll help with the port economy. It'll be an important cog there, but at the same time, we want to make sure that it's being developed well so that people can continue to connect by the water. Just a couple of other things. The Bedford Half Marathon, of course, is this weekend. Just be aware of the closures. We wish all the racers well. We look forward to seeing them out there. If you haven't been out to the race in a while, maybe come on out and take a look. And the last thing is, and this is exciting, beach passes are for sale now at City Hall. So it's a sign of better weather to come, which we can all use. Anyway, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update. We will see you all next week.